Yeah.
Okay. Connecting to chat. I've never seen that on Twitch before.
What?
The fuck? Huh, that was weird. Okay. Ah, man. Let me just smack my mic, which is way too close to my mouth while I'm trying to drink water. Alright. Welcome to the pre-show for those watching at home. Let's see. I haven't actually checked to see how the videos are even doing. Let's see, as of recent. No views, 1 view. Oh man, I have 0 views in the last while.
Ugh.
I mean, again, I don't do this for the views, I just do it for fun. I don't really care. Alright. Plus, my channel is more for like streaming. I've got 28 subscribers and not one of them watches my shit. Alright, whatever. Okay. Woo. Alright, sweet. So that's up. That's going. Stream's running. We're moving. Alright. And so what's been up with you all day?
Yeah, just some CK2. Seceded. Well, I told you about that. And
Yep, and then
uh,
died.
yeah, I keep dying at around 30. It's not it's not healthy.
Yeah, I understand the feeling. I've realized that with my RimWorld campaigns, the first one lasted the longest, and it was my worst one by far, where I was struggling left and right. But it lasted for 9 whole years on the in-game time.
Nice.
Yeah. Fucking, I can't believe I had an amazing stronghold all set up, and I was just getting ready to start building out and building up farms and everything. And then fucking 20 dwarven bandits come charging in, no armor, and that's when I realized, hey, none of my guys equipped the shields or weapons that I, had designed, and even though they were told to, that's great. So they're going out and punching people in full plate. My guys were in full plate, but yeah. Also, hi Fraz.
Hello.
So it was a very sad day. And I just finished the last of my coffee, so hopefully that'll help. Tomorrow I'm gonna be training up deadlift. I'm gonna start practicing that. See how my lower back does with it, and I'm also gonna start practicing squats again with actual weight, so that'll be fun. And then hopefully tomorrow I'll finally write that paper. That's due on Saturday, the next Saturday.
Jeez.
I'm just so like I got the discussion posts all done, so I've got half the assignments done. It's just I don't want to read. There's so much fucking reading, and I can't bullshit. And I've tried skimming through this goddamn. For those people out there on stream, I think I'm. Let me see if this thing's here. Let me pull up OBS. So this book isn't terrible. It's just a lot to read. So my instructor in 1 week expects me to read 72 pages out of this, which is normal English, thankfully. And then another textbook, which is behind me, which I'm not going to get up and grab. And that one I'm expected to read in this week, around 90 to 100 pages, I think is what I'm currently at. I'm supposed to have done. All to do a discussion post and a 3-page, or I say 3-page paper, but it's technically a 6-page double spaced, but you get my point.
Jesus.
And now, that's not hard to write 3 pages for, 172 pages read. What sucks is reading those pages. Because the other books in fucking, like, this person wrote this in the early 1900s, and for anybody who's familiar with something similar to, like, The Foundation or Brave New World, that they use the same kind of English and kind of wording, and that's the problem. So, it sucks. It's terrible, and I wouldn't wish this class on my worst enemy. I also met, for the first time in my life, a vegetarian weightlifter. So that was interesting. Oh god, it's got the wrong campaign up. But yeah. Oh yeah, Fraz, how goes work?
Good.
Yeah, you still working there?
hmm
Didn't quit, huh?
Well,
After all that talk.
it was literally just a sentence.
Well, I mean, it was a little more than that. We discussed it to a little bit more degree.
It was literally 3 sentences.
Hello, little girl. Was that your little sister? The one I scared the shit out of? Just out of curiosity.
No.
Oh, okay. Wow. Why is there another little girl laughing in your background?
No idea what you're talking about. I
I.
didn't hear anything.
Yeah, uh-huh. God damn it. Wait. Extensions. Did it not save? God damn it. Edit. Oh, I forgot to hit save configuration. Nah, yeah. Okay. That's done. Alright. So we've updated your extensions. Sweet. That's great. Let's see. Is it now working? Oh, come on, D&D Beyond. Why? There we go. Good. And I will mention for those who are watching this, not or during pre-show, and you know, all of the one viewer of my YouTube channel from the 28 subscribers, I think are all inactive accounts. For those watching at home, just as a heads up, Wolf will not be joining us, so we are not getting Yorgar in our group. He is dealing with some personal stuff and will not be available for the next couple sessions. So we are down to, for this week, Zima, Nimian, and Houdini.
Why did you trail off at the mention of my name?
Well, I mean, it speaks for itself.
Fair enough.
I finally found a way. I've been doing some work as a DM, and I've been doing some monster reading from 3.5 and 5e. I need to get some more books, some more physical copy books, but that'll come this fall. My eventual goal is when I get my first house to have an entire bookcase filled with just D&D books and other like fantasy novel books that I can use for that like have like similar to D&D design like Pathfinder and such. So I can use the monsters and such from those. Anyways, but I finally been doing some research and figured out how to kill John without ruining my campaign or breaking a story. Because Fraz, you're the only person in this in the entire 2 campaigns that hasn't lost a character yet, besides the new guy.
You really think that I'm not gonna die? You really think that I'm gonna die?
I think yes, you will die. I have a way of dealing with it. I found the anti-rogue.
Alright.
That's interesting. Also, I'm waiting on my dinner to arrive. That's another thing. So, but I am caffeinated all hell. And I will ask you guys if you actually want to continue the session today. I assume with the 3 of you, you'll be alright, but you have no tank, so forwarding.
Shit, just give me control of the paladin.
Oh, yeah, sure. If you want to control Falzar, let me check and see if he's on public or private. If he's on private, I'll fix it real quick. And Robert will be back next week. Yeah. So edit character. Let's see.
If you guys don't want to continue on, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna leave it to you guys to choose. Because you do have a tank. Yeah, Falzar is set up as public, so you can use him for us. All right, and then go back to the campaign page. We can also do a bit more on the explanation of what's going on in the broad world as far as what's happening with your guys' Grim Legacy characters. Where I can
Grim
do.
Legacy doesn't sound bad. An update.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 3 of us. It's probably gonna be shorter one.
Yeah, I mean, with Wolfgun, I don't mind. I mean, as long as Robert's here, but you guys do kind of need a tank because you are going to be dealing with the other 2 things agreed. And Fuka, are you caught up on everything? Like what happened last session?
I don't like the chance we have right now.
No,
You're not caught up?
no.
Basically, what happened is the group decided to go up into the onto the Golden Bridge after staying the night in the village. The next morning, when they got up there, they had to go through answering riddles where they failed to answer 2 of them. They got the rest right, surprisingly enough. Although I think Trent cheated on the last one.
Technically, the first one of them was correct, but you just said no.
Well, I did a second one because for a
The
reason.
book paper thing. The book
Yeah.
paper thing.
Yeah, I
It was
did that
technically
for.
right.
Oh, yeah.
It was technically right.
You said paper, and I was like, well, I mean, it's a book, but or it was the opposite. I can't remember which was.
I
They
can't
answered
remember.
some riddles.
I said book. I said book.
They had to fight. They were They were supposed to fight Reed. Who was actually, Greed was the whole play on name. The Greed demon, the sin of greed, and then the pious one, along with a weeping angel, that they were about to fight. Instead, they decided to yeet and run into a hole that had opened up. They went down there. Hole closed up. Falazar almost died. Zima landed on Falazar because Falazar failed to actually catch himself on the ladder. His demon got its head cut off, or his Hezrao. The head plopped down and hit Falazar in the back as he was trying to stand. And then they went through a mirror portal after realizing it was really simple how to open it. Going through it, they ran into the god of greed and basically decimated him pretty effectively. I can't remember what you guys did overall to kill it so quickly.
Bag.
Oh yeah, they so they come in through the mirror and they find the greed's actual body, physical body, holding the chest of greed, which
It was a
had
corpse. It was a
yes,
corpse.
well, it was a skeleton at that point. Yeah. They found the chest of greed, the legendary item that basically allowed them to get more loot, but from killing things, but also drove them nuts to seek out more loot and more dangerous monsters to kill. And after wrenching it from the skeleton's hands, which they failed at twice, they managed to get away and barely did Yorgar, the what was it, Bloodborne? What the hell? I forgot the fucking classes.
Werebear.
He was a werebear with the same background as Falazar. He was a blood hunter, werebear, and he managed to barely hold it shut. And then
Thank God for Bardic Inspiration.
Then the sin of greed failed its roll twice, rolling a natural 1 twice, and sealed itself in its own chest. The true sin of greed.
We fed it to an interdimensional monster.
Yeah, then they shoved it into the bag of devouring, and then they made a good friend of a lizard that only speaks in Acacian words, that is now sitting on Zima's shoulder, and managed to castrate the entire party. It seems to have a very wild magic design to it. And then after that, they teleported out, and then got teleported to the center, or to the capital of the Tabaxi lands, into the King Tabaxi of the clan of the what was it? Stripe Fang, something, whatever. And at that point, they also realized that not only were they in his palace, they were in his bedroom, where him and his concubines were currently in the middle of something. And that's where we pick up. So, you missed a lot. It was probably one of the funniest sessions we've had in a while. And yeah. Also, Trent has gone on. Yeah, go ahead.
What?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something.
No.
Well, I heard your mic turn on because it makes a really loud pop when you turn it on. So, but yeah, so you missed all that, and that's where we'll be picking up to probably next week. Because it seems like even Trent's gonna be gone today because he's fucking ignoring me. God damn it! Don't turn yourself on Do Not Disturb, you little shit. Damn it. This is what happens when I get myself killed in games and other video games before I play D&D. I come in salty. But yeah, so depending on how things go, we might just do an update session of what's going on with the Grim Legacy. It'll be a light session to kind of go through things. By the way, Fuka, did you still want to bring in Who's It to the world again? Okay, I think I have an idea for that. Alright. And Zima is coming. So yeah, I think I will just do an update to the Grim Legacy tonight, so we'll have a short session. Just because of the fact that we are missing 2 of our players, and I do feel like that's a little bit much for you guys to go deal with a potentially bad situation. So alright. So I've let Trent know if he's not here in 9 minutes, then we'll start without him, and I'll just do a massive update. But yeah. Ugh. Gods. And then tomorrow I gotta design an Excel sheet up for little sister. And I'm gonna be designing an Excel sheet soon for my great grandmother so she can get an idea of basically how her profit margin's working for her earring and jewelry sales. At 90 years old, that woman is still working. Even if it's not full. She runs her own business now. Gods. I tell you.
Are you gonna inherit her work?
No, God, I suck at making jewelry. And have no talent for the arts. My only artistic ability is to make alcohol. At least that's according to
Right.
Fuka and Rachel. They both said that my mead was, well, Rachel's compliment was it was the best mead she'd ever had, which I felt great about that one. And that was even after she broke up with me and was pissed off at me. So, I knew that was legitimate. But, yeah. And then my bottle of brandy. What? What's
What?
wrong?
Huh? Oh. Shit, I forgot I had it. Family, that's all. Getting a little bit annoying for me.
Why am I hearing PS4 noises?
I don't know. Why are you hearing PS4 noises? I don't hear anything. I mean, Fuka, did your brother get
Yeah.
arrested again?
No, that's
Okay.
just the PS4 blaring fucking head off. So I'm just gonna mute myself for.
I don't even hear it.
I mean, if John can hear it, that's
I just hear the
fine.
menu sounds.
I don't hear it, and I'm the one who's recording, so. Like,
Huh.
yeah.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Oh, I just
Yeah.
realized how much quieter I am than you guys. There we go. Let me turn myself back up. Fraz, say something.
No.
There we go. Okay. Had to test the wavelength. I have you guys both set at different like volumes because Fraz, you talk very quietly typically, so I have to turn you all the way up, and then Fuka usually has screaming children in the background, so I have to turn him semi down. Like that. It's sad when the 6-year-old stepsister, I guess in that case, is taller than you.
What?
Isn't?
Huh?
Yeah, I'm betting the little girl is taller than you, Fuka.
Me too.
She's 4.
Yeah, it still
And
stands.
she's still taller than me.
And that's my full sister,
Ah,
and she's smaller than me.
And by the time she is 12, she will tower over you.
No, she won't.
Is that your hope?
What?
Was that the hope?
No, that's the
What?
that's
Tren, shut up. No one
Ew.
cares.
No, you.
God damn it, Tren. All right, Tren, say something.
Hello.
God, you're bad, but okay, that'll
Ah.
work. Alright, I just needed to test to see what your volume was. So we're going to be doing a Grim Legacy update today, Tren, because we are missing 2 players, and although
Yeah.
Fraz can play the tank, it just, very fun and interesting stuff since you guys are in the middle of a palace in the bedroom of a king where he was in the middle of doing things to his concubines, with your castrating lizard friend. I figure we should probably wait till at least one of them's back, and Wolf is going to be gone for the next couple of sessions because he's got to deal with some problems.
Yeah, I heard.
So we can start now since everyone's here.
Sweet.
We'll just get going quickly because, yeah, no point in sticking
It's a
around too long.
short one, yeah.
Yep, we'll probably be about a half an hour. So thank you all for coming. Last update from the Grim Legacy was about 6 months into the session for their time period. Now, I will mention for those listening and for those playing that the way I'm running this is that although they are getting updates every couple of months, that does not necessarily coincide with their main the side quest, the one-shot we're currently doing. The time are going to be a little off just because of the fact that at a certain point I will stop doing Grim Legacy updates, but they're also kind of fillers as we go in. So we're gonna start out with the people's news as far as it goes. First off, with Aaron, and this is actually the biggest piece of news. Aaron, you've managed to attract enough soldiers at this point where your army is now about 80,000 strong. You've also managed to gain a very powerful necromancer who seems to be very good with a violin or lute. You're not sure personally if they are a bard or what kind of class of magic they use, but upon finding out that they were very talented and were an adventurer who was traveling through this area, you immediately, being a person who's looking for soldiers at this point desperately and decent commanders, is his name Ericson? Funny. You put an offer out to get a hire, and I will mention this is only about a month after the previous update, so this is about 7 months into your guys' situation. And the person, of course, agrees to come on with their newfound friend, a young-looking but grizzled gnoll in full-on battle armor. The two end up joining up with your group, and of course, you've never met this necromancer personally, but as they have been offered an officer's position in the army that you have been working, and they have offered to start training up some of the peasants in the basic concept of restoration magic, so that way they're better at medical procedures in the field. Being a strategist that you are, you realize that the peasants aren't going to be great at fighting, but if they can also work as a general militia as well as work the tents to heal those who are actual soldiers, it might be better. The gnoll you end up hiring also ends up showing up and offering to explore the dungeon beneath with a small group of soldiers that I assume you're going to offer him.
Of course, yeah.
And upon finding out, after him going through it, he finds out that this is the lost city. There aren't any records of this, but he seems very bothered by the whole situation as he comes back. After returning to the surface and giving you a full report, something about him seems off the entire time. He seems not to be withholding information, but maybe not speaking the exact truth, the proper truth in the factor. What he tells you is that this is the city that you know of when you mentioned about the snow dwarves, if asking if this is the town that you had heard about that had been wiped out. He explains to you that this was the town that was frozen over, that much of his own personal family were here when that happened, and that this is the Lost Keep. There is down in the lower level seems to be a full treasure hall with very old runic items. these items would be extremely powerful and potent from both snow dwarf smiths as well as null smiths. However, the problem is that the door is blocked off and guarded by what seems to be like a legion of ghosts or spirits that seem to be protecting it. And when he did return, he seemed to be missing about 3 of the soldiers that went with him, and he mentions that they had been killed or vanished when they were looking around that area. He does also mention that the hoard of items is guarded by what he thinks might be the old king's spirit, and he's not sure how to deal with this at this point. Yes.
Okay. I want to get the treasure that is in that vault 100%. I don't want to, take too many resources away from the army, but I want to try and dedicate a lot of
Are
them
are
to.
you sure it's not cursed items?
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean, they're items that we know for now. I mean, if they're cursed, we'll find out. We'll have someone cast a bunch of identify spells.
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Sounds like a plan.
that's become a
Wait.
fucking running gag in this goddamn world.
Yep, identify. So I want those opened. I'd also like I'd also like, well, I mean, you said there were only gnolls that were petrified, correct?
Yeah, from what he explains, there are most of the icicles that he finds, the frozen people seem to all be gnolls. He says it's kind of strange because of the fact that most of them are civilians; they're not soldiers. His
Question.
hypothesis at this point, one sec, is
Right.
that most of the soldiers probably died outside, and as you guys probably explore more into the tunnels, you will find a mass grave for where the army was probably slain or caught in the blizzard. Yes, Fraz.
How has the icicles not melted? I thought we were in pretty warm place.
Well, this is a warmer. I mean, above ground is warmer. That is true, and it is not that cold as as you saw, John, when you
It's
had
not
explored that
ice
area.
making.
No.
Okay.
Um,
Well, they're still alive though, right?
he says he's not sure. He's not a magic caster himself. He is a warrior. And
Can I
his
send in that
Send-
necromancer to see if they're alive?
Yeah, just detect life or something. Pretty sure it's a spell.
upon going down there, the necromancer, who goes by the name of A, just simply A.
God damn it.
He's
Okay.
not John. You know he's not an agent.
Okay.
He looks to be human, but he's very like malnourished, very pale colored. He does have long flowing white hair, but he seems to be like kind of sickly looking, like what you'd expect of a.
I'm gonna send him a coupon for a free meal in my place.
He will accept. So as you guys,
He needs
or
it.
as he goes down there, he explores the magic along with a bit of a bodyguard. Coming back about a week later, after spending a lot of time down there discovering and checking the place out, he finds that yes, all the people seem to be frozen, and their vital organs still seem to be running. But the problem is the magic seems to be of a higher level than even he personally can cast, and thinks it will take a grander wizard or magic caster to be able to deal with whatever has these things frozen and stuck.
Zilpip!
However, Zilpip will not be dealing with this as of current because Zilpip is completely locked off dealing with his own stuff. You guys haven't seen him for weeks now.
That's true.
This is true. Well, until then, I want to try and get some wizards and get some more information on, the whole freezing thing.
Okay. The school.
And I also want that vault opened up, like I said, and I want the items to be identified.
The School of Magic offers to start looking into the College of Zilpip. Starts looking into anything about higher level magic that can freeze people. They quote you that should take them. It'll probably take them a bit. But given time and a bit of study, they should be able to explore, and they'll start sending people out to the Snow Dwarven lands where Bright Flame or Dim Flame, Bright Flame. Fuck, I can never remember.
Dim flame.
Dim Flame. Goddamn.
What, Mia?
Too many flames.
Yes, I am right now.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, so Dimflame will, of course, obviously accept this and have the people searching through the ruins that he's been currently building up to turn back into full cities. Um, Otherwise, as of right now, you've gotten no more reports on what the army's movement from the High Elf Emporium. It seems that they are still gathering their forces, and it seems to be it's going to take them another month by rough guesstimates, and from what your scouts have been able to find. And you already have the what their army coalition should look like. From John's research. Going up, so as far as it goes for Dimflame, the cities continue to prosper. No more items are found at this point. Trade has started to boom, especially, and you've actually been able to found a full bank inside the main little town. You've been prospering enough to where you've built up been able to build up a full tax system and a nice little vault for yourself that keeps a piece of it for yourself, as well as heading to Dragon's Gate. The army is getting a little bit larger, and the Snow Elves seem to be starting to build up a better relations with Dimflame's 4 towns. Excavation is still being put through the whole system. Much of the ruins are still being dug through as more and more tunnels are found and seem to expand out, as you're starting to realize that the Snow Dwarfs had a larger empire than what was ever to be expected. And there are plenty of treasure and items that could be found and either sent to Dragon's Gate or kept for the personal army, just for the in case of. The Snow Elven Queen has also started to travel and spent a good amount of time in your town, which you have 4 towns that you can later name if you'd like. Until then, we will just continue
1,
to.
2, 3, and 4.
Oh, good, thank you.
No.
Anyways, but yes, she has
Dragon's
also
anus, Dragon's tail.
stop. She has also started to set up an embassy inside the towns for the Snow Elven diplomats to stay and keep relations up with Dragon's Gate, offering even a full alliance to fight alongside Dragon's Gate when the battle comes. In exchange, that any items that any bodies that her people slay or her army slays gets to keep the items from.
Oh, I thought they were going to be rations.
And as far as it goes, otherwise, that is all you have for right now, Dimflame. John, as far as what you found, searching up information on this king, there is literally no one and nothing he cares about that you can find especially. The only thing that seems to be of note is that he never takes his armor or his staff away from him, and it never leaves his sight. Those are the only 2 things that seem to have any value to him. He is married, as you find out. He has 4 kids, but he does not seem to invest much time, and from what the information and spy networks you've built up, he doesn't seem he's just doing his job when it comes to his family. So, although one of his sons is will be commanding the vanguard, it seems, for the 2nd army that will be heading south and then will head east.
Should be disappointing if he suddenly gets a javelin to the face.
Well, again, you don't think
From
that
his side.
you don't think that it would cause the kid to be, or it caused the father to have any issues personally, but
No, but the kingdom will.
that is true. But he is not. It is also It has also been decided that the High Elven Emporium will not be taking a traditional concept of a primogenitive heir. They will have a elective oligarchy overall. So the leaders, or the High Elven Council, will elect the leaders from here on out, meaning that there will be no chance that a weak leader should be elected. Otherwise, nothing else seems to come up in your spy network as of recent, except a little bit of news that catches your attention. Spottings of dragons have become more common. Red, black, white, and silver have all been spotted flying through the skies, and these aren't small dragons. They're not ancient, but they seem to be full adults that seem to start building up seem to be turning mountains into their own holds, and have started raiding into towns that have immense wealth. However, it does seem that a few dragons have started to ally with towns as well. as they've been building up their lairs and allow towns to develop around them. You believe that this might, or from what you've understood and heard about, this sounds like the dragons are being coming back to the world, as beforehand there was no word or history of any dragons for the or any major dragons for the last 200 to 300 years.
Would
Sounds
Zilpip
like dragon.
accept a dragon coming into the city?
Who?
Zilpip.
From what you've heard on your own spy network, Zilpip already has his own dragon.
So he doesn't mind another one?
I mean, he has from what you've been told, he has a red, or a dark, deep red vortex dragon.
Right, he does. Wait, he does?
Yep.
Was that the end?
Yep.
Oh god.
And a little bit of magic.
I'm not gonna recruit another dragon.
So yes, as of right now, that is all the information you've been able to
What?
gather.
Kind of trade could we set up with a dragon if they would even accept one?
You don't know. Dragons aren't really well documented, in the world. Other than the Six Sigma
I'll
dragons.
send someone to find out. The ones who have allied with the town. Let's
Okay.
see what their deals are.
Working your little spider web. All right.
Yep.
You also hear news, John, that a group known as the Rejected Potential, the last group to be founded by the Crimson Talon before it was completely wiped out, is said to be heading towards the Gnomish lands. Along with that, you've also been hearing tale of a very angry, fully shaven dwarf who has been going on a hunting spree of anybody with the different holy orders. In fact,
He's dead.
2 whole small castles have been wiped out by this dwarf.
Here's the thing, though. I'm from every single holy order. How would that work?
I mean, you don't personally care.
Well,
doesn't-
how would he know? Well, how would he
It seems
react to
he's
me?
hunting down people who work with these, who are official members of these holy orders.
Oh, official. Got it.
The castles that he has wiped out so far have been fully, ran by the holy orders. The Order of the Storm, as well as the Walkers of the Void, who had a location, have both had 2 of their castles hit.
If I say that this city is completely neutral, how would this work?
You don't know. He's nowhere near
Eh,
you. Right now, from what
true.
you can tell, he's over in the Hill Dwarven territories.
Keep an eye on him.
Okay.
He big dead.
Is there?
I'm not gonna kill him.
All
Unless
right.
I
he
will.
gets- Well, there's just a really long. There's just
I've got an itchy halberd finger.
there's just a really big restraining order on him
Mhm.
that he doesn't know about.
And that is all of the information I have for
Oh,
you guys.
and I forgot to mention.
Yes.
I'm changing the strategy. I'm just gonna disrupt supply lines.
Okay.
The high elves, by the way.
yes.
Just
I figured.
I'd like there's one thing I did want to tell you, Dion.
Yes. Go ahead.
I'd like to start up another guild
Mhm.
specifically dedicated to I'm not gonna, not just a single guild, but I wanted to do multiple guilds, I say in air quote, dedicated to resources, things like metals and food and
So
things of that nature.
like
Yeah, a
trade
trade
guilds,
would
okay.
work. Like
And-
I basically want to be in control of the resources of the towns and the local towns that
Well, give me a list. You have room right now for about 4 spaces for guild halls, as they take up a lot of room. And due to the fact that the walls have been slowly being built up and changed over, you won't be able to expand now due to the material of the wall. So if you're going to expand, it'll have to be outside
Make
of the
more
walls.
walls.
Right. Yeah. So I wouldn't be able to make another guild.
You could make 4 guilds. There's room for 4 guild halls. So you can
Or
Or
choose
just
what.
make them underground.
There is that. You do have this underground city that is able to you could theoretically send soldiers down
You
to
have
slowly
2
secure.
underground cities.
Well, the problem is, John, that your setup now is having to stop growing at this point because of the fact that you keep running into more and more of these hallways that seem to have
Entrances.
demons and ghosts that have been killing your men.
Goddamn, I'm just gonna recruit some priests then.
Yeah. So
Easiest way
let's
to
get
deal
that.
with it,
I'd like
priests.
that. I'd like that setup. Also,
Okay.
how is the church that I made doing?
So far it's still being built. It's gonna take more than a month to build this.
And
Okay.
how's the hole?
The hole?
What hole?
Which hole?
The hole the size of the city a few miles out.
It's still
Ah,
there.
that hole.
I'm pretty sure I sent a couple. Well, I asked Silver to send a couple illusionists to cover it up,
You did.
Ah, the hentai monster.
and they're still doing it.
Yes, and they have to stay there to maintain that spell.
Ah, shit, that's fine. We can probably just wait until the war starts, and then we'll just send the battlefield there somehow.
Okay. All right. Any other questions as of right now?
What's the easiest way to break morale of high elves?
Other
Well,
kings and generals, I would imagine.
high elves. I mean, the things you know about them at this point is they've got a lot of magic. They eat those they kill, and they're very pompous.
The great
Humiliation, God.
Yeah, there we go.
I will also mention they don't get along very well. This is the first time in a long time that an empire has actually been created. Usually the elves fight war against each other and anybody else around them.
Does V hate me?
Who?
V?
You haven't heard about V since last time you saw him.
Because I kind of want to ask a favor. I kind of
You
want to
still
ask
have his
someone.
sword.
Well, do I still have any way to contact the other agents?
Yeah. You could easily
gonna
reach
go
out
for-
through your network to get in touch with
Alright,
them.
I'm gonna talk to one of them. Not even gonna tell the other guys that they're changeling, but just
All right.
to
What
me.
what kind of information are you looking for?
I'm not looking for information. I'm looking for their services.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a lot of morale. I'm just gonna piss off the other elves to each
Are
other.
you going to sow Are you going to sow discontent?
Yep.
Come here, buddy. Come here.
Hey, so this high elven noble said that you're
Oh.
big gay. How do you feel?
It's okay, buddy. Oh, yes. Come say hi to the stream.
Hi,
Oh,
stream.
not you. Talk about the
Is that
dog in my.
Axel?
Yep, this is Axel.
I'm just gonna piss them off and just make the thing really bad. But when it does get when security does get tight, just pull out.
Okay. So otherwise, is there anything else you guys want to know?
Disrupt lines, break morale. Yeah,
Mm,
simple enough.
I got
Okay.
my trade guild that I
And
wanted.
the illusion thing.
Okay.
And the priest at the underground city.
Yes, I got you.
Surrounded by soldiers, Zima.
What? What?
I
What
want the
about?
priest. I want you to send a couple of people in the underground city. Just
Oh,
so
you want me to send a small force to protect the priest?
Yeah.
While they're removing the ghost? Yeah, sure. I can send. I'll send some guards down or something. DM.
All right, and then Dimflame. What's the idea?
Do you even remember his first name?
Eldrin.
Yes. But I want to send some snow elves and some half dwarves down into the tunnels
Mm-hmm.
to see if there's any items there. Well, not even just items, more like settlements or something that I can get more contacts with
Okay.
about the snow dwarves.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, I'll give you the updates on everything here by next session. If we don't have Robert or Wolf, if we do, then I will let you or we'll continue on, and you'll get your updates later on. Yes, hi, buddy. All right, thank you all for those who have watched, and thank you for my players who have showed up. I hope you enjoyed. We will see you next time. Say bye, Axel.
Bye.
Bye.